Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I wish to recognize the distinguished members of the head table. Professor Viola Griffith, Vice Chancellor of the University of Guyana. Professor Michael Scott, Deputy Vice Chancellor. Professor Paloma Mohamed Martin, Deputy Vice Chancellor. Members of the Diplomatic Corps. Colleagues in education delivery. I wish also to recognize Mr. Chris Fernandez, Chairman of the St. Stanislaus College Board, Ms. McDonald, General Secretary of Guyana Teachers Union, Dr. David Singh, President of Conservation International, other members of the education fraternity, stakeholders in education, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Let me extend a special good evening to you and to say how delighted I am to have been afforded the opportunity to speak on behalf of the Honorable Minister to this very important gathering. It is clear to me that education delivery cannot be sustained or even be impacted in an environment that is confrontational, but rather one that is collaborative as we move towards the achievement of a common agenda, and that is the empowerment of our people. The 35th President of the United States once said, and I quote, "Our progress as a nation can be no swifter than our progress in education. The human mind is our fundamental resource. We have the responsibility to nurture and to protect such resource." This has been the clarion call from no less a person than His Excellency, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, David Arthur Granger. If you listen to him, he constantly speaks about closing the gap in education delivery when compared to our schools in the city, institutions in the city as against those in the hinterland. Madam Chair, one cannot overemphasize the importance of education, since it is considered by many as the key that opens doors. Cheryl Honey wrote, "For years, like a thief in the night, ignorance robbed me of pride, dignity, and the opportunity to thrive. But each one of my teachers gave me the keys to unlock the chains of ignorance that bound me for so many years." Chair, it is therefore clear to me that education is a vital ingredient which provides a way of escape from the vagaries of life. And I'm speaking because speakers before me, we were massaging what education means. It is clear that education has the ability to propel the individual and the nation out of a state of social, economic, and moral decadence, since it gives you the power to realize your dreams by helping you to recognize and to take advantage of opportunities. This could only be true since it is a process which people acquire knowledge, skills, habits, values, and attitudes that will make them become useful members of society. Education helps people to develop an appreciation for their cultural heritage and live more satisfying lives. Hong, a student, supported this view when he postulated that education trains us to become critical thinkers and compassionate human beings. He was keen to point out that it gives us the opportunity for our minds to be invigorated by the academic and cultural diversity that will allow us to fit into any community. Another student by the name of Boromon observed that a society that reaches a relatively complex level of development is called civilization, and for a society to achieve this level, its members must learn a great deal. For him, they must become skilled in agriculture, commerce, government, industry, and the arts, and a whole host of other areas that you know about. It must be noted that society cannot survive without education. That's the bottom line. We live in a dynamic world where many changes are taking place, and therefore education helps us to adjust to these changes. This benefit has become increasingly important because social changes today take place with increasing speed and affect the lives of more and more people. Education, therefore, is the vehicle through which persons understand these changes and are provided with the skills for adjusting to them. Madam Chair, it is against this background that I wish to commend the efforts of the University of Guyana in hosting such a forum, and to say that the university has the unfettered support of the Ministry of Education in such endeavors in the future. The empowerment of knowledge and wisdom often result in social change, growth, evolution, progress, and modernization. If we are going to achieve greatness as a nation, we cannot afford to get stuck in the old mode of thinking and operating. Reformation is critical if we are to be relevant and to be placed on a trajectory that will see our people enjoying a better life. Education reform must take into consideration a panoramic view of the prevailing system and must be inextricably bound to the introduction of policies aimed at reducing inequalities, improving health, welfare, and economic conditions, and the fostering of a spirit of democracy. Out with the old, in with the new. Guyana's education system certainly can be described as a work in progress. This is quite evident when we consider where we came from, where we are now, and where we want to go. We are cognizant that we still have a far way to go, and this is why fora like these are critical. We are aware that all stakeholders have a fundamental role to play in the process of education reform, and there must be an ambivalence, no ambivalence to such a posture. Any attempt at reformation without a holistic approach will not get very far, and therefore partnerships in moving the education forward must be ubiquitous. Cognizant of this truth, we at the Ministry of Education have started to engage our stakeholders on some projects such as the Early Childhood Development Program, which aims at capacity building with respect to improving the quality of instruction and learning at the nursery level and at grade 1 also, by strengthening teachers' content, knowledge, and pedagogy, particularly with regards to the implementation of new strategies for the development of emergent literacy and numeracy skills, science and technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, what we know as STEAM, the Guyana Education Sector Improvement Project, which aims to support the government in improving the curricula and teaching quality at the pre-primary, primary, and low secondary levels. And secondly, the learning environment in the Faculty of Health Sciences at the University of Guyana, the Secondary Competency Certificate Program, which seeks to improve students' attendance, reduce school dropouts, shore up equity, and enhance quality and relevance in the area of technical and vocational education at grades 9 and 10 levels. The technical and vocational and training, which involves aspects of educational process involving the study of technologies and related sciences and the acquisition of practical skills, general education, attitudes, understanding, and knowledge relating to occupations in various sectors. The cadet scheme, which enables us to facilitate quality supervision across the regions. And there are many, many more projects that we have on stream, and we are seeking the involvement of our stakeholders. As Chief Education Officer, you will always hear from me that we need to partner as we move forward. I think the days for us, I don't know if there's such a word, but maybe it might find its way in the dictionary, siloism where people work in silos and they confine themselves to their particular pockets, that will not suffice if we are going to move the system forward. So let us respond to the words of George Washington Carver, who said, education is the key to unlock the golden doors of freedom. Let us conscientiously fight for our young people in particular to open doors, open such doors, and show them that there is a better way. I wish to commend once again this bold initiative by the University of Guyana and look forward to continuously working with the University of Guyana as we attempt to move education forward and make this nation a prosperous nation. Thank you, and God bless you all.